So the first card you have for your past is the Page of Cups. Yeah, I'm seeing a really funny past, someone who's a bit funny, someone who's a bit charming in this card. But they're also, or they were, a bit inconsistent actually. I don't think this person's around you anymore, or they weren't even at this time. I think they were still in your head, this inconsistent person. So they were fun at the start, everything was fine, then they were kind of a bit in and out. I think they were still in your head, but I don't think they were in your head as much as they used to be. I think this is someone who you were getting over, they were still around, and they were still kind of frustrating you that they were in your head. But yeah, it was a lot worse before, I think. And I think you might have had a rocky past with whoever this is. There's a rocky sea behind this man in this card, but it's in his past, it's behind him. I'm also seeing that there could have been a lot of, yeah, I think when you're with this person, I think there was a lot of shallow communication coming from this person, because this page is kind of a bit funny and fun and light-hearted. There's not a lot of depth there. There's not a lot of maturity there in this page. So I'm just seeing a lot of frustration with you. I think that you are trying to get close, trying to communicate, trying to understand them deeply, trying to get them to understand you in a deep way, but they weren't like that. And it was really frustrating. I'm seeing you trying to discuss things that were important to you with them, I'm trying to say, but you know, they'd give you like a one-word answer or something like that, and they'd give you answers that were kind of showing that they either weren't listening to you or they just weren't interested in what you had to say. And that's not only frustrating. I think when someone shows that to you, it shows a lack of respect. And that kind of lack of interest it's kind of like wanting you to be invisible in a way. And I don't know if that's what they wanted, but that's how you felt. And so it really, really hurt you, but then you still didn't want to separate from them. You wanted to be with them, because I think maybe in the beginning things were very different. They just kind of gradually turned into being like this. But I think whatever happened between you in the past, I think at this time you still had some feelings for this person. They weren't as strong as they used to be. It wasn't as difficult as it used to be for you, but you still had these feelings there. And I think you might have even been a little bit annoyed with yourself that someone like this, someone who was very immature, still had you upset over them. Not all the time, not as bad as it was, but they were still there. There was still a presence inside your head at this time. That's what I'm seeing. The next card you have your past is the Ten of Swords. So yeah, they were a burden. This thing that was on your mind, this person that was on your mind, even though it was better than before, even though things, you know, they weren't on your mind constantly like they were, it was still bothering you. It was like, why am I still feeling like this? Why do I still have them on my mind? Even sometimes you'd be going about your day and it would be fine, you'd be going along, and then they'd be like someone who crashes a party. They'd crash into your head and you'd be like, oh, I'm back where I was again. Now, you weren't back where you were when you started again. You were just, something was triggering off a memory that made you think of that person again, and made you remember all of those old feelings again, good, bad, everything else. So, but it was very frustrating, and having this on your mind was a great big burden. And, you know, I think also you knew what was annoying you as well was that you might have been thinking to yourself, you know, I've got this person on my mind. I still feel really sad about them. I'm still a bit upset about them. It's not as bad as it was, but it's still there. I don't want that to be there anymore. And they didn't even bring much into my life. They didn't even bring much to me when I was with them. They brought confusion and mess and a problem. So why am I feeling like this? It's this, I'm getting this frustration around this. So, you know, it's like your head was telling you, it was like your head was saying, I should be over this, I should be over this. But your heart just wasn't quite over this. I think your heart missed what they were like earlier on in the relationship. And I think even when you're in the relationship with them, I think you're always looking back to the beginning, the way things were in the beginning. And nothing ever quite matched up to that. And I think maybe they were putting on a little bit of a kind of, on their best behavior for you at the beginning. And then that faded off. I think that's what happened. Don't be angry, cross watchers. This is what I'm seeing. So, I think this is just going to take time. I know it's hard to hear that when you're going through this. It's frustrating, it's annoying, it's upsetting. You don't want to feel like that. But don't be too hard on yourself when you feel like that. Don't be frustrated with yourself. It's nothing that's your fault or anything like that. You're not a weak person. It's just the way it goes sometimes. And already you can tell that already it's not as bad as it used to be. So in the future, it's going to be less and less a problem for you until it gradually fades away. That's what's going to happen. So the last card you have for your past is Temperance. So yeah, this can be about rising up out of a bad situation, making something better out of what you already have. It's like alchemy. This is like the alchemy card, mixing things around, elements around to create something better for yourself. And yeah, again, things are going to get better. That's what this card's telling you as well. I'm also seeing in this card that you might be very carefully working toward something, concentrating on something. And I think this is a situation that you want to create for yourself to better your life, but it's also to better someone else's life. I'm just seeing this might only resonate with some people, but I'm seeing that this is about fixing things up, blending different little elements around to create something that's going to help you to either make some kind of a move, or it's going to help someone to move to be near you. It might not be a house move, but there is some kind of movement. It's something about moving. And this is about creating hope for yourself and for somebody else. And so there is hope in this card. And these beautiful angels blending water from one cup to the other one. And the sun is quite low in this card. It's down and it's shining kind of almost on the level of the water. It's a little bit below it, but it's kind of shining through the water. And obviously when we have the elements of sun and water, that creates a rainbow. And a rainbow is a symbol of hope for you. So this is going to happen. This is the hope in this card. You're creating it, it's going to happen, you're manifesting it, and this is telling you that there's hope for you. It's going to happen. And again, I'm seeing this isn't an object. This is like some kind of a circumstance or situation. It's going to help you, and it's also going to give some practical help to another person. That's what I'm seeing. This is around you and a relative or a friend or someone very close to you. This is someone who you actually speak to a lot on the phone. You might even talk to them every day. It's someone who's that close to you. And you were prepared to put the work in. It wasn't just you were thinking about manifesting it in your mind. You were doing that, but you were prepared to put a lot of work in to be able to achieve this as well. And that's also another element that's showing me that you're going to be able to do this and you will manifest this. And yeah, a lot of little things are going to start shifting around, which is what happens in alchemy, that are going to align everything up into place to allow you to be able to do this. It's going to happen slowly. I'm seeing that as well. Now, also, if you start to doubt yourself, which I'm seeing you might do, because I'm seeing this happening slowly, and you might be on this path and you might say, oh, I want to achieve this. I've done this, I've done that, but I can't do that. That's holding me up, and I can't do that. That's holding me up, and this is bothering me, and I'm not able to do that. If you do that and you start to doubt yourself, just remember this card, and just remember this is Archangel Michael, and he only gets behind things that are right, that are righteous. You're doing the right thing in manifesting this, in doing this, in wanting to achieve this. This is going to help you, but it's also going to help somebody else. And that's what I keep on seeing. This is a good, positive thing that you're doing, and you're being helped. So just remember that if you ever get to a point where you're really frustrated and you feel like you're getting nowhere, you're not getting nowhere. That's what I'm seeing. The first card you have for your present is the Queen of Wands. So yes, she's also about manifesting things. She's about positivity. She's about action with these wands. And I'm also seeing that you're going to be coming to some kind of a crossroads with some kind of a decision that you have to make. You might have to achieve this thing that you want. I'm seeing in the Temperance card, you might actually have to take some kind of a risk. or it might be that you have to take a risk to have things happen quickly. But if you don't take that risk, the things will still happen, but they'll just be slower. That's what I'm seeing. It might be something like that. It's like you're thinking, will I take the side of excitement and exhilaration, have this thing happen quickly, but it's risky? Or will I take the pedestrian side, the safe side? And this is when you have to really kind of use your instincts, think about each thing as it comes. And also the other thing I'm seeing is that when you are at these crossroads, when you do have these decisions to make, try not to ask for much advice. I think, I'm not telling you not to ask for any advice, but I am seeing that there's a potential for you being quite confused when, if a lot of different opinions come in, and you might just have so many opinions, you just won't know what to do. And I'm seeing some of these choices when you're at a crossroads, you're going to have these choices. Some of them are going to be there for a short time and then they'll pass. So to latch on to one of these decisions, to have things happen quickly, you're going to have to make a quick decision to do that. So I'm seeing quick, risky decisions to make these decisions happen quickly, to make whatever you want to happen quickly, but it's risky, or having to wait and things happening slowly. That's what I'm seeing. But what I'm seeing is, don't worry about this, because there's no wrong decision here. It's just a fast or a slow road to where you're going. You're still going to get to where you're going. Absolutely. It's just that I'm seeing there's a fast and a slow road. Because on the left-hand side of this queen, there are pyramids. And on the right-hand side, just at the bottom there's kind of a boring footpath, a grey footpath, which is like the pedestrian side. So it's either you're going to have this side of acceleration and risky and scary, but it might get you there quicker, it might not. It's like snakes and ladders. Or you might take the kind of pedestrian, boring side that gets you there slowly. It's up to you. And I don't know what you're going to be doing, but you're going to have to think of each individual thing as it comes and just call it as it comes to you. That's what I'm seeing. But it's all around this thing in the Temperance card, which is some kind of move and some kind of help that you're bringing to somebody else. I hope this all makes sense. The next card you have your present is the Queen of Cups. So yeah, again, use your intuition when each of these decisions comes. And make these decisions by yourself. Don't rely on all these other people, you'll get confused, but also use your own instincts. And try not to sit and worry or get stuck in your emotions like this queen that's sitting there. She's been sitting there so long the tides come up to her feet. Don't be like that, because you'll get bogged down and then you'll never get anywhere. Either make this decision or that decision or whatever, but don't kind of just sit there and procrastinate, because as I was seeing again, some of these decisions are going to kind of go past and then you won't be able to make them at all. That's what I'm seeing. I'm also seeing in this might sound a bit strange, I'm seeing someone who's been in your life for a long, long time. This also might be a relative. Now, this might be an older man. I'm seeing someone who's very difficult to deal with, someone who's very gruff, very opinionated, very kind of angry. They show the emotions of temper and anger and being disagreeable and disagreeing and all of that, arguing. They never show the emotion of softness, kindness, helping, hugging, all of that kind of positive emotion. I'm seeing something. Now, I don't want you to worry about this either. I'm seeing something happening to this person that's going to be a big wake-up call. It might be that they're on the verge of an accident. It might be that they're on the verge of a kind of medical scare. Now, again, I'm not seeing anything happening to them, but I'm seeing something's going to frighten them. It's going to scare them. And it's going to kind of force them to open up their emotions. It's like, I'm looking at this beautiful queen. She's on the edge of the water. She's on the land. And that represents stability, but she's looking out, the conscious mind, but she's looking over into the sea. This is the deep subconscious mind. And when you look out to sea, it goes out forever, or it looks like it goes out forever and ever and ever. So there are a million different kinds of emotions that go on forever, and they go on quite deeply as well. The ocean is so deep and it's so vast and it's so wide. There are so many things in this ocean of emotions that this person has never explored, they've never tapped into, they've never opened up that side of themselves. And now this is what they're going to start to do. So you're going to be very happy, you're going to be very relieved that this is what they're doing, that they're changing in this way. But it is going to be a little bit difficult for you to kind of come to terms with, or get used to, I should say. And, you know, they're going to show their soft side. They're going to show their vulnerable side, finally. And, you know, if you know who this is, and this is resonating with you, this is going to be a huge relief to you. And I'm also seeing someone else around this person has had a really difficult time with them as well. I think a lot of people, if this is a relative, someone in a family, who I'm seeing it probably is, I think a lot of people have fallen out with this person over the years. You've had a difficult relationship with them on and off. There's a lot of strain between you. But I think this is going to be a relief to you, and it's going to be a big relief to someone who's around them all the time, maybe someone they're married to or around living with or something like that. It's going to be an even bigger relief to them. That's what I'm seeing. So the last card you have your past is the Knight of Cups. Yeah, so I think this is about you. I think you're just going to really, you know, I think you're going to be thinking about new relationships. You're going to be like, oh, should I look for a new relationship? I've had all this heartbreak, this turmoil in my past. I've still got this person kind of flashing in and out of my mind that I don't want there. I'm trying to get over that. I'm trying to move forward from that. I would like a new relationship sometime, I really would. But, you know, this ghost of this person still kind of hanging over me, over my head a bit, like the wings hanging over this knight's helmet there. So there's that. Also, there's a lot going on in my mind. I've got a lot I'm trying to manifest. I've got a lot I'm trying to achieve. I'm very busy. I don't think I have space in my life for a new person right now. I'm going to just give it a miss. I'm going to wait until next time. I'm not going to even look for anyone right now. Now, I think when you're in this mode, and if you keep on in this mode that you're not even interested, you're not even looking, you're not even going to try to look for a new person, you go along like that, concentrating on yourself, bettering this thing you're trying to manifest, benefiting yourself, trying to get your confidence up, trying to lose the stress of this person. When you do that and you're finally over this person, it's all over, you're still in that mode of just concentrating on yourself, that's when someone's going to come in. That's when someone's going to come in. When you are 100% ready, and you're not at this time. You might even have people asking you, oh, have you found someone? Are you going out with someone? And you're just not ready to do that. You know when you're ready. You know when you're ready. The first card you have for your future is the Nine of Cups. So this reading has cups everywhere. It's a very emotional reading. I think in this card you're still going to be working on this move or this situation that you were trying to set up for yourself and for someone else in the Temperance card. There are going to be some frustrations around this at this time, I'm seeing. You are going to be feeling a little bit impatient, wanting this to hurry up. And you're also going to be feeling a bit impatient for someone else as well. Now, be careful that you're not tempted to pretend that things are further down the line than they are. I know you want to do well for this person. I know you want to show them that you're doing this, that you're fixing this, that you're helping them. But don't be tempted to say, if they ask you, oh, so where are you getting with that? Are we done with this? So how are you going with this? Don't be tempted to say to them, oh, I'm further along than I am. It's really great. I've got this done. I've got that. And you haven't actually done that. Never be like that. Don't pretend. Just be real. Be honest. You're not a dishonest person, but your heart might be feeling like, oh, I just want to show them that I want to make them happy. I want to do that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to make someone else happy. That's absolutely fine. But be very careful that you don't put yourself under pressure to make the situation look as if it's further along than it is. I mean, the man on this card, he's trying to give us all the impression that he has everything under control, everything's fine. but obviously things might not be under control. He looks as if, under the curtain they're not anyway. He looks as if he hasn't had time to clean, and the neighbours have come over, and he's like said, I'll be with you in 5 minutes, and he shoved all the junk under the table, and he's put a tablecloth over the top of it, and he's sitting in front of it, guarding it in case they come and look under the table. So don't go and pretend that you're ready when you're not ready. This person understands. This person isn't going to be disappointed. They're really not. They're really, really proud of you. They're happy with what you're doing. They don't expect you to go to unrealistic means or do things that are unrealistic to please them. That's not what they're about. So please don't do that. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have for your future is the Page of Wands. So yeah, I am seeing someone coming to you. This is probably a little bit far ahead in your future. When you feel ready, when you feel that you've gotten over this person in the Ten of Wands, it's all ready, it's all done, and you're well on the way to manifesting this new thing, you have that out of your mind as well. You're feeling more comfortable, happier with where you are with that. This is when this person is going to come in. Now, this is someone who's a bit fun. This is someone who's talkative. I'm seeing them talking a lot. I think this is a creative person. They might work in the arts or something like that. But I'm also seeing that they might teach as well. So maybe they teach people in the arts, or maybe they're a music teacher or an art teacher or something. It's something creative. I think you're still going to be taking things quite slowly with this person, not because of them, but this is just how you're going to still be feeling. And it's going to be your default for a while because you're so used to taking things slowly. I think you might already know this person because I am feeling a kind of familiarity around them. And I think even though you take things slowly, I think you're just going to enjoy being around them. They're just fun. They're funny. They're interesting. They have some interesting things to talk about. They have creative things to talk about. And at this time, I'm also seeing that you might also be coming up to one of these decisions, one of the bigger decisions that I've seen in the Queen of Wands, because there are pyramids in this card as well. And I think being around this person is going to help you to be a lot more positive. It's going to help you to, they're going to help you to realize that you can do things. And I think this person might convince you to make one of these risky decisions. And I think it is going to pay off positively for you. That's what I'm seeing. You're going to be a lot bolder, and this person's going to help you to be bolder. That's what I'm seeing. So the last card you have for your future is the Two of Wands. So yes, here is a decision again, crossroads. This man is at a crossroads. He's looking out to his future and he's thinking, will I go this way or will I go that way? And again, I'm seeing them helping you to make some decisions. I'm seeing them helping you to see things in a creative way, a new way that you hadn't seen them before, because this is a creative person. And they're going to help you to not procrastinate. They're going to help you to not be as afraid. And I think they're going to be a very easygoing, calming influence on you. I think when you start to get agitated, upset, worried, and all of these things, they're going to just calm you down. They're just going to say, it's fine, no stress, no problem, it's all going to be fine. Now, I think you might know who this is, but you might not see them as a romantic partner at this time. I think they might be a friend or they might be an acquaintance. But if things do happen between you, if it does turn into a relationship, which I think it definitely has potential to, hold on to this person. They really complement you. It's almost like you're almost a little bit like opposites, but you attract and you complement each other. That's what I'm seeing.